Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the 15-minute study break, where the study break never ends up being 15 minutes. Today we'll be going over e-commerce, especially during the holiday season. But before we really step into this topic, finals week just happened. So how are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling good. The finals went pretty well. Um, uh, there were a lot. There's At Michigan. There was a lot of partying going on finals week, which was pretty surprising. But also, I guess it kind of makes sense because every people have like finals on different days, and they could decide to like study on a day or take a break on another day, or maybe when their finals are done as part of their earlier days, then they can go out to a bar or go out to a frat party and just like hang around and like just like wash off the stress and everything like that was associated with finals week. I had one of the later final days, so I just went home after that. I was looking just tired and drained. My sleep schedule, my eating schedule were both like pretty terrible. So I need to come home and get it back. It's Christmas Eve, so probably gonna have a big dinner with my family tonight. Probably safe for two of you guys. By the time the episode's out, we'll probably be past Christmas or even maybe past the New Year. Just knowing how slow we are with releasing episodes, unfortunately. But anyway, not much chilling. When I'm back, just hanging out with a few of my friends from high school that I haven't seen in a while, and that's about it.
Same thing for me. Uh, it's kind of it wasn't too bad, honestly. There was a lot of tests, but they weren't terrible. Just felt like normal tests, to be honest. I don't really. I mean, I guess we're first years, so being having finals that are like probably a lot different for someone who's a senior. Um, I had a couple on the same day, and that was a bit rough. Because like you're waking up early, and then you go to a final, and then you're like I mean, Texas A&M's big campus, so you're running across campus to your next final, like 20 minutes later. So like back to back, they are kind of rough, but overall, it wasn't it wasn't too terrible. I had mine later too, like Jack. So there's just like a lot of studying involved, but mine were definitely not as late as uh Ivan's. Ivan's, I don't know. Yours were super late, right, Ivan?
Well, like it's because Berkeley's schedule is kind of weird. Because do you guys have like a week before finals where you don't have classes?
Yeah,
No, we
You do
don't.
have you don't wait, Zach, you do?
yeah. Like a reading week kind of. Or well,
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I don't know. I think it's a couple days. It might be a couple days, but like mine were in the later time period. So
Okay, so for us, because you had Thanksgiving break, and so we can't have like, you know, Thanksgiving break and then finals, right? So there's Thanksgiving break, a week of school classes, and then the rest week or rest recovery after the last one. Um, and then we had our finals week. So that's why a lot of Berkeley kids got out a lot later than everyone else. Like my couple of my friends got out on Friday. I finished on Wednesday, which is quite nice. Um, but that's what Berkeley does. I don't know if any other schools does this, but also since we're all semester system, we just end later than the quarter system people, um, which is
Do
honestly
we?
like not fun. Yeah, quarter system ends like a week earlier than all of us.
Oh,
Um,
I thought you were referring to like just in general because like I know like quarter system is like they end like they end like they ended like a week before I had my like
yeah,
last final or something, and then but they go like into June or something in the summer
yeah,
like,
they
and I
do.
think that's pretty rough. So yeah.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
Like I got out, when I finished my final, and I was at a weekend, I was talking to a friend who's on quarter system. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I already went skiing." I'm like, "What? I just finished my finals." Like, but yeah, they do like their winter break is shorter now. It's like mine is a month long, literally, but theirs starts like 2 weeks, like there's like around 3 weeks long.
I
Um,
mean, when do you go back to school?
like January 20th, I believe.
Dude, that's wild, bro.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
go
Like
back.
because
I
we
go back on the 7th, which is like kind of rough.
seven. Oh my goodness, seven. Wow.
13th.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Damn, we're
definitely way
short.
because we also ended later than everyone else because of
That's
our
true.
our week. Um, but actually they're shutting down one of the libraries, like one of the most popular libraries for 2 years, um, at on campus. So that's also rough. Gotta find somewhere else to study for 2 years. Um, but that's finals week.
I
I
mean,
think.
okay, so I saw on social media like maybe a few months ago or something like I was looking at like Berkeley, like they had like a there's like a EECS or like CS class that's like or intro CS class or something that has like 1,500 people in it. And I just
Oh,
saw
yeah.
like that entire finals room just like packed with
Oh,
people just like
okay, yeah,
taking finals.
yeah. No, that's like that's true for like because Berkeley's like huge classes. I mean, you two also have like huge classes, no? Actually, like my chemistry class, it's also a very big class. So we had like six different testing rooms. So like we were some people were in like the gym. So like you can literally hear people running on a treadmill while we're taking a test. Thankfully, I wasn't there. But I did go to the gym and see the people taking a test, which is kind of strange. Um, but yeah, that's also one place. But there's another place in classrooms, in like lecture halls, which is nice. But definitely the worst place is in the gym. Like it's literally like it's not a separate room. It's literally like the gym, and then it's actually supposed to be part of the gym. It's like a rock climbing wall and stuff. It's actually basketball courts, so everything's connected. So you can hear everything. Like I don't know how people are taking these tests, just hearing people just like exercising and slamming weights.
You know that's funny because I actually took my AP test in like a gym in my like in my high school. It wasn't like the main gym or anything, so it was like a lot better. But like there were like certain features of the gym, like the fans above that kept running, and that was like super annoying, especially if you were just under it. Like the lights were low key like putting the light and the fan together was low key like kind of a distraction. And for one of my tests, I think it was for physics, I was like sitting right under it, and I had to move, and that was crazy. So like
Like
taking your test at a gym is just not it. So like if
exactly,
avoid
exactly.
it if you can, but if you can't, just good luck.
I mean, like big schools, you inevitably have to take tests in a really weird spot because you just don't have enough space for everyone. But
True.
let's move on to our actual episode. So in the context, yeah, today's Christmas Eve. I don't know what day it will be when we actually release this episode, but today's Christmas Eve, and people have been shopping for a holiday for the holidays, right? Whether it's like gifts or just like decorations in general, food. Um, so people have holidays. The holidays is a really big shopping time for many people across the nation, right? So actually, a lot of people prefer to go e-commerce, like, and the e-commerce market right now is sitting at around $8.8 trillion, which is absolutely crazy. But today, I actually just want to focus on a few key companies. That's being Amazon, Temu, and TikTok Shop. Temu and TikTok Shop, obviously, they're private companies, not really publicly traded, unlike Amazon. So we don't really know like a lot of their financial statements, but we can definitely analyze, their strategies, their market strategies, consumer acquisition, stuff like that. But I like these companies because Amazon has been around for a long time and it's pretty ingrained into American society, I would say, because Amazon is an American company and they have their own interests. They're doing a ton of other stuff as well, other than e-commerce. But then Temu, also relatively new, I would say. The Temu's parent company is Pinduoduo or PDD is also a Chinese company. That's why Trump doesn't really like Temu. And but it is definitely a Chinese company, but they are known for like selling things dirt cheap, as you will see later on. And then TikTok Shop finally, I chose this because it's a recent mover. It's a social media platform, TikTok, owned by ByteDance, also a non-American company. But TikTok Shop is very interesting because it's embedded within a social media platform, right? It's a social media platform first and foremost, but then they're adding a TikTok Shop, and it's also gaining popularity because there's so many people using TikTok as a social media platform. So that's why I chose these three companies for our episode today. So, consumer behavior is determines all of e-commerce, right? During the pandemic, I think during the pandemic, e-commerce kind of boosted up again because people couldn't go out and buy stuff, so they went online and bought stuff. And then now that we're back, um, people are still buying stuff, a lot of stuff online. So definitely, there's been a recent shift in e-commerce, but just holiday shopping in general. How have you guys done any holiday shopping? Anything you guys are doing differently this year compared to other years?
I guess me personally, not really doing anything different. I bought some things online. I brought a thing for my girlfriend online, but I like to go um I like to go into stores if I can, like malls and stuff like that, me personally, just because I can like look at it in person. Especially because like if you're buying clothes and stuff like that, it's hard to tell what people's sizes are because it's all different for different companies. So that kind of makes it hard to buy clothes online, in my opinion. But the thing I bought online were headphones, so like it didn't really matter. Um, so I think like it kind of depends on what it is and who you're buying for, in my experience.
True.
Yeah, I've also gone some sort of holiday shopping. I guess like we could also include like Black Friday and like Thanksgiving around that time, like shopping as a part of this. And like I obviously took advantage of like a lot of the big discounts, and some of the stores were offering discounts on top of existing discounts, and I thought that was a very good deal. So I went in person to get a lot of clothes, like especially coats because I go to Michigan. Yeah, everybody knows that that area is pretty cold, and also just the Midwest in general. Like I'm also from Chicago. That weather there is always unpredictable, so you just need a coat whenever you want. Um, also, I don't remember if I mentioned this on the last episode, but Michigan beat Ohio State as 20-point underdogs. So that weekend, I also decided to go on to Barstool Sports because Dave Portnoy, the Barstool Sports CEO, is also a Michigan grad, and he had some designs ready just in case that Michigan actually did beat Ohio State, which happened. So I went on there onto Barstool's website and bought a hoodie and two shirts online. And just like Zach said, like the sizing was a little bit of a concern because I didn't know what the sizing was going to be. Like they had some sort of they had a dimension for the hoodie, but they didn't really have any dimensions for the sizing of the shirt. So I just wasn't sure what what I what I what I was gonna get. But then like when they actually arrived at home and I was able to try them after I got back from college, they were pretty nice. The hoodie is a little big, but it's okay. It's still wearable. I was able to troll a bunch of my friends with it. And I think the Barstool Sports shopping was the only shopping I did online. All my other shopping was in person, and most of my shopping was for clothing.
Yeah, true. Actually, you guys bring a good point, right? Like, like e-commerce, you don't really get the luxury of trying things in person. Obviously, that's important for some goods compared to others. Like, you don't really need to try out a laptop, right? You know, like what you're getting, as a compared to something you would wear. But like I would say, pros and cons of e-commerce, right? Like pros is very easy. You just sit on your computer and you can scroll. And also I feel like online catalogs are typically bigger than like in store. Like in store they'll be like having like specific, like you can't find certain objects in certain places at certain stores, right? Like I would say like a lot of the clothing stores I've been in, like you could probably find more clothes on the store's website as compared to the actual in-person store. And especially for like shoes and stuff, I feel like that's especially the case. So what do you guys think about this? Why would people prefer to go in person as compared to e-commerce?
I mean, like definitely like we said, it kind of depends on who you're buying for, what you're buying, how it affects you. Um, and yeah, I mean, one thing I would say, it kind of depends on where you are too. Like if you're in a big city or if you're close to a giant mall, then you're definitely more likely to go in person, you know? Um, Me personally, my mom is a big online shopper, but we have an Amazon warehouse really close to our house in Dallas, so you get things same day. You'll get in like 2 or 3 hours if you get it from Amazon.
Really?
So that's um that's a big factor for her because she can get it in 2 to 3 hours, and if she doesn't like it, she can return it in 2 to 3 hours. You know, um, and so it's really easy for her. It just it really depends on, I guess, where you are and the access you have to stores and physical storefronts.
Yeah, I definitely echo these points. I definitely say I go more in person than do more online shopping just because there's a lot of malls around me, and like there's a lot of places where there's like a lot of different stores with a lot of different varieties of like clothing. And obviously not everything's there because the store has like capacity limits like on what they can how much of a shirt or like a hoodie that they can put on their racks and they can offer. And obviously that could be it depends on store by store depending on the size. Also depends on how much inventory or storage space that they have like that is close to the store. I'm assuming that in like bigger cities like there there's more warehouses or more storage area, which is why it's easier for me to go in person. It's more convenient for me to go in person just because I can also try these products in person. But if you're from a more rural area or from an area that's definitely like not as populous as where I'm from, then I think maybe online shopping could be a better option just because there could be some delivery costs that are pretty high. And if there aren't some delivery costs, and if you actually want to go in person, it's probably going to be an hour or more away, which is not very convenient. So just because everything's so convenient for me, that's why I like to go in person. But I can definitely see why a lot of people choose to go online.
Yeah, I'll also I could add like online, like even in person when I'm ever like out with my parents, they'd be like checking online for like, oh, if I can I get this cheaper online than in person? I think that's a huge factor. Like online you could check very easily. Like if I go buy through this store, if I go through this reseller, is it cheaper this guy or this guy? But like in person, you just have this one choice or nothing, right? Online, you have many choices. In person, you have one choice or nothing. So that's why I think a lot of more people are choosing e-commerce over, buying things in person. But let's dive into, comparing Amazon, Temu, and TikTok Shop. So have you guys used, I know obviously you guys have used Amazon, right? Like we get free Prime as students. But have you guys used Temu and TikTok Shop? And if you did, what's kind of your experience with that?
Looked at TikTok Shop. I never buy anything on there. I've never bought anything from Temu because Temu is really interesting. Um, some people say that's how drugs are smuggled into the US. So I've never really touched Temu. Also, I'm pretty sure I like a couple weeks ago I read an article about how like there's like super dangerous chemicals on their plastics in Temu. So I'm kind of scared to buy from them just because like it's definitely like Temu and like Shein are like fast fashion stuff. Um, Everything is made cheap. That's their like that's how they're different. Um, so I mean, if that's what you want, but I I don't know. It's really sketchy. Like you can buy something on there and it just won't be what you bought when it comes to your house. It'll just be something different. I've seen that too. So I think it's like a bit risky. I think TikTok Shop is like really interesting because, like you said, social commerce is like blending with entertainment. Um, and so you can buy from like specific people, almost like Etsy kind of. So if you want something that's like handmade or artisan, it's really easy to connect with those people. So I have looked there. I haven't actually bought anything, but I've looked at TikTok Shop, and obviously, yeah, I bought like a ton of stuff on Amazon.
You know, something funny when I was like doing research on Temu, I was like, how does like Temu work? Because like I haven't really bought anything on Temu, nor have I bought anything on TikTok Shop. I don't even have TikTok. I haven't ever had TikTok. So like I kind of like searched up how these both of these sites like kind of like work just prior to before to this episode. And the first thing, actually not even the first thing, like the first three like things about Temu, I was like, how does like Temu work? Other than like the AI thing about Google, the first three things are is Temu reliable? Like because like Temu relies on low cost, and obviously their marketing strategy is basically the entire business model is just built around the fact that they're super low cost, everything's manufactured in China, and they can also bypass a tariff, I think, that's between the China and the United States, that they can like ship products from China to the United States. And obviously with all the concerns about like everything low cost, the question was, is this thing reliable? Because it's easy for a lot of people to market things onto a lot of different sites, like a lot of selling platforms that they say a product is like this, but it's not really that. So obviously we can see that there's a lot of ethical concerns related to like I guess like misleading consumers, especially on like Temu because like it's low cost. You can really do like a lot of things with it. And also I also agree with Zach that TikTok shopping is like super interesting. It's like you can leverage together both the virality of the social media and also just the ability for creators to sell their own individualized products. Definitely provides more engagement between the consumer and I guess like the content creator because they're the ones that are selling their products at the end of the day. And maybe I'm interested to seeing more about looking into more about like how TikTok can I guess like use its like virality and like I guess like maybe use some big data and like do something I guess like suggesting products based off of like consumer like search history. I don't know if they're doing that right now. They probably are, but I don't know too much about it. Like I said, I'm not really too versed about TikTok. I've never had TikTok before, so I just know it's like viral for like short videos and it's just really easy for something to get viral and for creators to get popular really quickly based off like one short or something like that.
True, yeah. I would definitely say Timu. I agree with everything that people were saying. Like Timu is not really known for being reliable, because they're known for being cheap, right? They're not known for really being anything else. Um, same. I think TikTok Shop also very interesting. Like you're connecting with the creator who is the owner of the stuff you're trying to buy. Like people who are making small items physically, right? Like with their own two hands versus, buying something on Temu and Amazon, we never see the face of the person who owns it. Like you don't know, are they buying it from somewhere else? Are they doing whatnot? But for TikTok Shop, it's you generally, I would say like 80% of the time, you're looking at the person who actually makes the product. Like obviously 20% are like drop shippers, so they're like, oh, I made this thing, and then they actually just buying off of Timo and just reselling on TikTok, right? Like, so obviously TikTok Shop is sort of this new new way of influencers marketing, but it does also problematic because that maybe Jack, you don't know because you don't have TikTok, but when I'm scrolling on TikTok, I would say like maybe 40% of the time you're seeing advertisements. Like not just the advertisement TikTok pushes, but like just creators making advertisements. Like I'm like I'm kind of like on gym short like I kind of like when I go to the gym I watch like TikTok to like make sure my form is correct and stuff. So like TikTok kind of pushes like gym
So lock
content
in.
towards me. So like I see a lot of these gym creators and they're like pushing their own like it's like Echo Vision or whatever. They have their own like shaker and creatine and pre-workout, and then they always have it linked in every single one of their videos. Obviously their videos are nice, but they also on top of their video stuff in an advertisement in the middle of it, right? For their own brand. Right? So that's just one example. But like in many other examples, like you're scrolling and then people are just like like because these creators earn commission off of each sale. So people are just like selling goods instead of actually making, content like entertainment. So what do you guys think about this? Like, do you think social media and e-commerce should be like bundled together like TikTok Shop, or is it kind of like problematic because now just more and more advertisements, so all of now it's just basically just money.
It's a good question. Uh, it's hard to think about because my mom right now is currently trying to start up her own business here in Dallas, and she's thinking of ways of like how to market to people that are our age, and TikTok Shop is like a great way to do that. So I feel like I'm a little bit biased, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing because um, I think that with social media, people are always going to use it to advertise, you know, and just having it integrated into the actual software doesn't mean it's necessarily like a bad thing. I feel like from the beginning, well, maybe not from the beginning, but there were always like advertisements on like Instagram and stuff like that, no matter like there being having it integrated into actual software. So I mean, I feel like it doesn't really matter if you separate them. It's like it's really hard to separate them. Um, but I kind of like it because you get different. It's a good way to find things that you want or you need. Um, and like it's definitely super helpful for small business owners to like market their uh, their products and like reach a larger base. So I think it's like it's both good and bad. I understand what you're saying. Like it's kind of annoying to get ads every other scroll, but
Yeah.
um, but I think it's kind of necessary for people to reach out in this age.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm good. When I looked on TikTok, shop earlier today, um, I just like looked through everything and just I feel like most of the products I saw that were like listed atop were more of the trendy products. And I'll just give an example of that. Like I saw some like really like small chargers that you can like plug in or attach to your phones, which I've been seeing a lot of my friends having at Mish, and also just when I came back, like a lot of my friends have been also been using these chargers at home or just attached to their phone. And just an example, because like mobile chargers are definitely growing in like they're becoming more popular. They're becoming more trendy because if you're gonna bring your phone out for an extended amount of time, you're gonna need you're gonna need to bring batteries to keep your phone alive. And that trend is now becoming a little bit more popular on TikTok, and you can see that going up on TikTok Shop. And again, just like Zach said, it's very good strategy. I don't know what's going on with this camera, but
He's gone. I don't
he's
know.
gone.
Like I was looking at my notes and I looked back and he's like,
But anyway, like just going back to what Zach said earlier, I don't know if he'll be back with us. Hopefully he will be. But just allowing these small like businesses or creators to just enable like just create another dimension of their content creation by actually selling what they're using or selling what
oh.
they're making. Okay, he's gone, but selling what they're making to consumers or just interested I guess like followers uh, of like their like feed or something like that. I think that could be very effective. And also it will be a good strategy for content creators to be, I guess, like rewarded with like I guess the personal brand that they're creating online. And that's definitely very advantageous for these creators. But also at the same time, I do agree that it's annoying to see ads like with across like social media, and it kind of sucks that ad block just doesn't work on app. I feel like
True.
hopefully that's an idea for the future. Like you have to create some sort of ad block for the future because it works on YouTube, it works on the web, it just doesn't work on the mobile app. But I've been used to ads, so I don't really think that's too big of a problem because when I think of TikTok, all I think of is like viral content. When all my friends think about scrolling on TikTok, they think about viral content. Like nobody mentions like advertisements or something like that. So I don't really think that's too big of an issue. Like it could be an ick for some people, but I don't think it is for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I got distracted by Zach crashing.
Yeah, he
But
crashed
we'll
out
just
low key. I don't know what's going on.
apparently his power went out because of the storm. I find like it's also raining here as well, so I guess it's just a nationwide phenomena. Huh.
I don't know. It's just gloomy Chicago winter day
Like it's
here.
obvious, like but like
Yeah.
it's actually like raining. It's like raining right now. Let me see.
I mean, the news said there was like a big storm hitting the Pacific Northwest, including Northern California.
Yeah, there is a storm, definitely.
He's back, guys. I don't know what happened, but he's back.
Hello.
This
I'm
is
here.
going on TikTok. Just kidding.
Yeah, this is going
Uh,
up TikTok.
Sorry about that.
okay, but like going back, I was just gonna say like, um, combining social media. You guys honestly like from what I'm hearing, it's just like you guys are fine with advertisements because you're the small businesses or like just being like what Jack says, like just used to ads. Which I'm just gonna play a little bit devil's advocate here because I don't because like I feel like obviously you get desensitized to advertisements over time. Like um I mean when I went to China, it's really just information overload. I don't know if Jackie had the same experience, but like
I
just
did.
going out, even in the elevator, there's advertisements and I'm like genuinely like geeking out. Like honestly they're pretty cool though. Like they
They're
have like
cool,
those
but like
like
I just don't understand how they get maintained. Like some of the elevators that have advertisements in it, like they're old advertisements
yeah,
and they're
yeah,
like
yeah.
kind of torn down. Like how's that get maintained or anything like
Yeah,
that? Like that's a
exactly. But
question I
like,
have.
I just want to say, like, you kind of get desensitized, and I don't really necessarily think that's a good thing. Like, because you just get advertised, and the more things you get advertised on, the more stuff like, do you really need this portable 55-in-1 portable charger? Like, do you really, is that really a necessity? Like some of the stuff you're buying off of Temu and TikTok Shop, or maybe even Amazon isn't really strictly necessary. It would just be like, oh, it's cool. Use it like once or twice and just never touch it again, right? So just stuff of being probably like over consumerism, but also recently it's just like scams too, right? Especially e-commerce because there's no way of verifying whether or not you're buying the actual good, right? Like you can buy, you're thinking you're buying like something, but you actually get like a book, right? Which you never bought, you never really wanted to buy. Um, and also drop shippers as well, right? Drop shippers super popular, Amazon and TikTok Shop, like you're just buying stuff from China directly from like Temu or Taobao, whatever, and then they're just like buying it for like $1 a pop and then selling it for like 20-30 dollars, which is insane margins. But like I think that's also a problem with social media, incorporating social media, because now drop shippers have an extra platform. Like, oh, I invented that, but you just drop shipping, you're just buying it from China and selling it here. So what do you guys think about this problem of over consumerism, like people just buying stuff they don't need and kind of boosting other scams? Oh, I also forgot to mention. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but Honey, you guys remember Honey, right? Like that was all over YouTube. Like people were getting like these big YouTubers are being getting sponsored by Honey, and it turned out to be a scam. Um, like there's a huge video just came out recently that showed Honey try just abuses their creators. So they basically take their money. Like every creator gets commission, right? Let's say they got NordVPN. You have a partner relation with NordVPN. Like if one of your fans buys NordVPNs, you get like a certain percentage of that fan's transaction, right? But since Honey, you're also a partner with Honey. Honey would just take that money instead of you and only give you like a very small amount of it. That's how Honey was. That's why Honey made its money, right? So I think e-commerce and social media, like you don't really know if you're marketing a genuine small business who is actually genuinely making something that they enjoy or passionate about versus someone who's just greedy, wants money, and just doing scams. Like, what do you guys feel about this?
Um, First of all, I didn't know honey was a scam. That's the first time I heard of it. I, I think I used it once and it was like it was just unuseful. Like it didn't do anything. I was like, what is this?
Exactly, exactly.
It was stupid. But I think yeah, there's definitely a difference between drop shippers and like artisan people making goods themselves by hand and they're trying to sell it and trying to find a market online. But I think you can, I mean, at least me personally, you can tell who's a drop shipper and who's not, you know? Because I feel like there's a certain there's a certain video style that they all make if they're a drop shipper. Like if it's like a toy or something like that, they just like mess around with the toy and have a text on the screen and be like link in bio type deal. So I feel like there is like a way to identify them. It doesn't make it good. I think it was really innovative, like a really innovative way to make a lot of money for people. Not to say that it isn't taking advantage of people, but the thing about dropshipping is that they buy all their stuff from like Alibaba or whatever, right? If people, all they're doing is just like they're just deceiving people because they could just cut out the middleman and go to Alibaba and buy it themselves. You know what I mean? So there is like a time limit to each item and each drop shipper, you know, because people are going to figure it out at some point. And I think that when it first started, it exploded, and then people started to figure out like, oh, these people are just marking it up. It's a little bit different now. I think that it's a lot harder for people to drop ship, especially because there's so many people, and it's kind of like ruined it for others. But um, it was definitely innovative, but I think it's 100% taking advantage of people who don't know anything. You know, like a kid sees an ad and then they go to their parents and they're like, "Can I have this toy?" And it's a $1 toy, but they're marking it up for 30. It's just like they're taking advantage of people, and um, but to reiterate, they're taking advantage of people, but I think there's definitely a difference in the content that they make, and you can kind of tell who's authentic and who's not. Um, I could just be addicted to my phone though.
No, 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 Zach. I definitely agree with you. Like I can tell like based off of like what's online. Like I can tell like whether something is like whether it's like definitely authentic or if there's a risk that it's being drop shipped or that I'm being scammed. And I low-key have a pretty good track record of like figuring out what is a scam and what's not. Like my family and I, when we go shopping, we're usually like, especially when we go shopping online, we're pretty careful with what we spend our like money on. But if we're actually in China, we're gonna have to buy it on like Taobao or like something like that. So like because like we know what things are like on Taobao or like Alibaba, because like majority of my family, majority of my extended family is from China. Like I just guess that I have like higher awareness of like what is potentially imported from China and then just drop shipped on these different platforms. And I think for me, it could be more obvious just because I have this like experience and just like family background. Like I have done shopping on Taobao and Alibaba before, so I know what's being sold on there. And I can tell when like something is being imported in onto Amazon or like Temu. I don't use Temu, so like there's probably more of that online, but I haven't really yet to really see. But definitely for me, it's like I can definitely tell that oh something is like something's a scam. Like it was made in China. It definitely doesn't cost as much there than it is being priced here. I don't know what it's like for the chargers I previously mentioned because I actually got my chargers in China. Like they're big 100-watt chargers that have like two two wires. One is like Type C and the other is just like the US or the classic Lightning charger. And I found that to be really efficient. I don't have it on me right now. If I did, I would have shown you guys what it looked like. But I got that thing in China and it's low key that thing in China was pretty worth it. But I don't know what it's like what it's like being sold in the US because I know I've been seeing more of these products like in the US, but I don't know what the pricing strategy is like compared to what it is in China.
True. Sorry.
Hey,
But just want to kind of also talk about, the role of influencers, social media influencers in like the current e-commerce kind of vibe because obviously Twitch huge, right? These streamers are huge. They get clipped, they get posted on social media and a lot of people watch them. Um but they're also sponsored by company and like there's specific companies that usually sponsor these specific influencers and they're generally all scams mostly, like I previously said, but that's not the real issue, right? Like social media influencers are now, going into social media, not to like, be an actual social media influence, but to sell a product, right? Like I'm thinking about specifically like Prime and Lunchly kind of things where, social media influencers are starting their own innovative brand, to compete against
Okay,
larger
but
brand like
Launchley was like kind of soft, right? Like there are like creators that went online, they're like, "Oh, there's mold in my cheese" or something like that, or
yeah,
"There's mold in my
exactly right.
bread."
Yeah, exactly right. Like these products aren't necessarily quality products, right? But people are buying it not because they're a better product. They're buying it because their favorite social media influencer is either promoting it, or being paid to promote it, or they are the creators themselves, right? Like Prime, like I haven't tasted Prime, but from what I've heard, like it's not better than Gatorade or Powerade, like sort of the stuff they're competing with. So what do you guys think about this? Like especially how big social media is these days. People are just buying stuff simply because social media tells them to buy it. So what do you guys feel about this?
I think it's pretty good. Like it's an interesting thing. I think it definitely affects like younger children more than it does adults, but it definitely doesn't affect adults. Um, I think that a majority of the things, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because like you'll always have a bias to it. You know what I mean? Um, you because I'll be like, oh, I don't buy things because people told me to, but then I'll go online and buy things that are similar, you know? So like it depends on kind of what I mean, kind of like who you are as a person. I feel like at this point it's becoming more of like a keep up with the Joneses type of deal where all these creators are building their own thing. Like there's like Ryan Trahan who has his own candy brand. Um, and then like we said, the Lunchly and the Prime and all that. And to the point where like influencers and stuff like that, not only are they influencers, they're an actual business. So they're just promoting their own business, you know? Um, so I feel like it's not even that big of a problem at this point. I feel like it's really smart to take your influence that you have and then build it into a business that's something that's more sustainable, you know. And but I agree that the quality of the stuff that they're making is usually not as high as another business. That makes sense. Like one person that I think does it really well though is uh the have you guys ever had the Alanis like by Addison Rae?
Wait,
No,
like
I
the
have
power
not heard
drink,
of that.
energy drink?
Yeah, that's by Addison Rae.
That's by Allison. No, wait. Oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
always wanted to try it because it looked cool, and then like one of my
No, it's
friends
actually it's
also
legitimately
drinks
like
it.
really it's really good. I like it a lot. But I think she did a really really good job at like transitioning. Um, but I feel like some people don't like Jack said with the moldy cheese um and stuff
I like
like
my
that.
cheese drippy, bro.
Yeah, I feel like it just kind of depends on the person. You know, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, so I watched I think a few creators, namely Jasser, who's a basketball YouTuber, and he was like actually trying out some of these food products that are being offered by some of the other popular YouTubers like MrBeast, like Ryan Trahan, even Pokimane, or like some of those like big streamer names out there that also have like side businesses. And they found out that some of these products were like not tasty at all, or like I don't know how Feastables are. I've never tried them, but he always Mr. Beast always has people going on his like channel and he's like they try a bar Feastables and they're like, oh, it's really good. I haven't tried one yet. I don't know how it really is compared to like Hershey's or something like that. So like I still need to figure that out, but like the general consensus is that some of these products aren't as good as the other like the big players in the market that kind of specialize in doing these like snacks or producing these I guess like producing these foods basically. So so Mr. Beast like and like KSI, I think Logan Paul is involved in this too. So like the lunch lead thing was just like one thing, but there's just been a general like I guess like accusation that Mr. Beast has just been creating businesses just for the sake of just taking advantage of his younger audience because he has a big following. I think currently right now he's the most followed YouTube channel, and with this content, it's obviously attracting a lot of younger audiences or also adults that just don't have anything to do in their lives. They want to see the challenge and they want to go take part in it. Like they take off like 3 or 4 weeks of work. They just want to like go or take part of it. Like that's pretty crazy. And they are also a I'm not gonna lie, they're a pretty big chunk of your like average American consumer. So like they're also like at risk of like succumbing to trends like these. And they can just because they also become super fans of creators like the younger children. Like they also like fall for these scams and they realize, oh, maybe this thing isn't really that good, but we're only getting this because our favorite creator is doing that. And I don't think that's necessarily the best strategy. I don't know the pricing strategy for these products. I'm assuming it's being priced cheaper than some of their more established competitors, but definitely I don't think the quality is too great with most of these like big products that are offered because it just at the end of the day, it's not really their specialty. Their specialty is content creation, not focusing on food or drink products. So I think
Exactly.
that's just my argument.
Yeah, I guess, I kind of agree with both of you guys, but I do feel like, some of these content creators do go into making businesses for the sake of making money, while others, genuinely have a passion regarding what they're doing. But that's very few. And I can't really list anybody on top of my head. But I think moving on to our last segment before kind of going into our mini game. Let's talk about like discounts, right? And promotions. So TikTok Shop, if you guys have, Jack doesn't haven't used it, but
I mean,
Zach,
I went onto it today just to like look at see how it's like, but
yeah.
I don't know too much about
Yeah,
the
okay, but
rest.
basically, like, I don't use TikTok Shop, but there's a few times where I've like accidentally stumbled into it by swiping a little bit too hard to the left. Um, but once you get hit in it, you're like, you just get like, it's kind of like sensory overload, I would say, and then you instantly get hit with a first time user discount, whatever, and then spin the wheel or something, a free gift, free mystery gift, something like that, and then Timo as well. Like you guys get slammed with discounts. Um, you just get slammed with spin the wheel for a discount or free shipping or 20% off your first purchase, like huge discounts. I would say that's just Timu and TikTok Shop, but I would say you can also apply this to like um buying groceries online, or even buying food online like DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats. Like first time users, you get free delivery, 30% off. So why do you think these e-commerce brands do that stuff? Like especially like honestly, like I can see why like people get like 20% off, just get you hooked into system. Like you gotta try it first, right? You make it try it first and you get hooked. But why do they do like all this flashy stuff where like you get a free mystery gift or spin the wheel kind of stuff? Why do you think they do that?
I guess it's a little bit of a pricing strategy. So it's a little bit like penetration pricing. So like if you're like a newer um entry into the market like Temu is, then you're gonna price lower and then try to like get a big customer base and then you're gonna raise the price in the future. I think that's actually what they're doing right now because their entire business is built around the fact that they're super low cost and that and just taking advantage of like a discount on top of the low cost definitely gives it that's definitely like a competitive advantage in like compared to like other like brands. Like if I'm gonna think about like what are the competitive advantages for Amazon, Temu and TikTok Shop. So I think Amazon's competitive advantage is that it's just a big brand. It's relying on a big brand to like push its like business further. And also Amazon Prime is like Sam's Club on steroids. Like it's got like not only just a Sam's Club that's like for Amazon, it's got a digital library, like a TV platform, gaming, like and also like free delivery for food. Like that thing's on steroids compared to like your average like Sam's Club in relation to Walmart. And then TikTok is like TikTok Shop. They also have heavy discounts, but they also like rely on like the fact that they're using influencer marketing and that it's kind of related to like the virality of a trend or just a particular creator. And so I think the main thing with Temu and TikTok Shop that they're using, they're applying discounts on top of their super low price already just to attract customers to go in. And they're like, these products are considerably like I guess like you can tell that they're lower quality, but also like you don't really need that high quality of a product if you're just gonna use it for like one time or two time. And the average American consumer is very impulsive in their buying, so they'll succumb to these different discounts. And I think Temu and TikTok Shop, they know that. So they're just taking advantage of the American consumerism that they have like an impulsive tendency to buy things that they don't really need, that they're only going to use once or twice. And I guess sometimes average American consumer, is smart enough to realize, oh, I'm only going to use it once or twice, or I just want to have it just for vibe. It doesn't need to be too high quality. So they're gonna try to get something that's low cost as a result. Where do you find that? Temu or TikTok Shop? So that's definitely a big strategy. Like penetration pricing, as I said before, is a good strategy for Temu and TikTok Shop to gain some sort of market share. But at the end of the day, if they still want to stay competitive, they're gonna have to they're gonna have to increase their price like in the future. That's how penetration pricing works. Amazon, on the other hand, they're relying on their big brand and they're a big company. Obviously, the big leader in like that e-commerce market. Everybody's know that. That has been established for a very long time, probably even like 10 plus years or something like that. And its brand is just keep moving it forward and like they're gonna come Amazon at the end of the day, they're gonna come up with more innovations and more promotions. They're work on incorporating some sort of AI into their platform, and they're gonna keep moving forward too. And if Temu and TikTok they don't like keep track of that, and they like don't keep like developing some sort of other strategy, they're gonna fall behind. And like that is something that we're gonna have to watch in the future. That's for sure.
Totally agree with you, Jack. Um, Another point I would add is you got to look at who's who's buying the stuff. I think Temu and TikTok Shop, like I said, I feel like they have like two really big markets. They have little kids, and then they have like millennial moms as their two big markets. Like I don't know, I've seen like a couple of my friends' moms just go crazy on Temu because they're like they want to find the bargain. They want to find the cheapest thing, and they don't really care, like you said, Jack. So they just buy all this wacky stuff off Temu because it's cheap, and they're like, "Oh, I can buy a ton of it." Like they're in their head, they're already set that they're gonna buy $50 worth of stuff, and if they go to Amazon, maybe they'll get two things, right? And if they go to TikTok Shop, maybe they'll get three. If they go to Temu, they're gonna get a billion stuff. Like so many just random things that no one needs. Because people are addicted to shopping now, and they're addicted to e-commerce specifically because it's just so easy. You're not handing over $50 in cash. You're just pressing a button and typing in some numbers. So it's a lot easier for them to buy online. And so when they see a discount, it's like there's not as much of an emotional attachment to the money that they're giving away. So they buy a lot more in the end.
Yeah, true. But one thing I'd like to add to everyone is just like why Amazon is so different. I mean obviously they're mature, they're a much more mature company. But also like their main business is still e-commerce, but they're kind of shifting away from it. They're more B2B now instead of B2C. Obviously they still have like Prime Video, Amazon Prime, also like also they have their own grocery shop, I believe. Uh,
Yep.
and but now like AWS, their web service is making up what like 20% of their annual revenue, which is absolutely crazy, right? That's B2B, that's not even B2C. And so Amazon, has other focuses on stuff that earns money, right? E-commerce is getting more and more saturated because everybody could ship things out from China now, right? You don't really need to be a very big company to do that. You can do it as a small consumer, as a small business as well. Even though it might be a little bit more expensive for a small business, but everybody can do it now as opposed to maybe a decade ago. So, Amazon sees this e-commerce as sort of becoming more competitive in the future. Um, so what I'm guessing they're shifting more into like B2B stuff like AI, AWS, but also other stuff that people might not be able to compete with, such as like groceries, deliveries, stuff like that, where you need to be a huge company for your margins to be like having small margins would still like add up and make you profitable at the end. While small businesses don't have enough volume to generate enough profits to stay afloat, right? So Amazon can afford to do that. I guess that's why Amazon's kind of like not, Temu and TikTok Shop, they kind of like flashy, like throwing in your face discount, or Amazon's not quite there. Amazon's more taking that refined route, like being like, oh, we're more quality, we're more reliable, things like that. But let's shift to our mini game. Let me pull this up. So our mini game will determine who becomes the next host for our next episode. So the mini game is simple. I have found two products on each website, Amazon, Temu, and TikTok Shop. And then all you guys have to do is guess the price. So the rule is whoever is closest wins. But if you guess over the price, you bust. Okay. So it has the fun part.
Oh, go. Okay.
You
Interesting.
can't guess over the price. So it's gonna be pretty hard for Temu and TikTok Shop. I'm gonna be honest. Um, Hold up, give me a second. I forgot to hide the price for Temu. uh,
What are you what are you looking for this Christmas?
what?
Like, what do you want for Christmas?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh.
or you, or Ivan, or anyone.
Well,
Please
let me
talk to
fix
me.
the slides. Maybe Jack can answer.
I'm low-key looking for I want man, I want a new computer, but like my
Same,
parents are
same.
not willing to give me that. Like my computer is like 5 years old and it's like I get it, like I guess it's good because it has 1 TB of storage and it still works really well. But it's not updated to like current like I guess like current like Apple standards or something like that. I don't know what like the new like Apple computers are like, but I feel like as an Apple consumer, like my family like gets a phone every like 2 years. Like it's different for computers, but like 5 years is like you're thinking about it and you're like approaching it, and you're like, I think I think it's time to get a more
I
updated
would
version
I
of the
would
computer. You know
say
what I'm saying?
I would say like it's a college, it's a new book, also a new computer.
That's also true. That's also true. Yeah.
Also, like I also need a new laptop simply because this laptop I'm currently using, obviously not as long as Jack, but it's only has 250 gigs and I've used up 90% of it. And it's also I kind of fried it because of online school. So like its battery dies really quickly. So that's why I'm probably gonna get a new laptop soon. But I have
Is
my
that the
mini
same
game pulled
one?
up.
Is that the same one that you would like fall asleep on
No, no,
during
no.
the
I just
summer?
like I don't even no, no, no. I would like micromanage his battery. So like I would like unplug and replug it in, and it just absolutely destroy the battery health. So that's why. And also I would just run hella stuff on a laptop, even though it's probably shouldn't do that, and it's just dying.
I mean, I think Ivan is a heavy gamer, so like he got some games on there, I think. I mean,
Just
That's
those
just
are what take
God.
up some.
Minecraft.
Just
That's just
Minecraft?
God.
I mean, that still takes up a lot of space, doesn't it?
Okay, wait. Let me. Okay, so Rules of the game pretty simple. Crap. It just shows the pricing. Allow. It's not good.
This is gonna be an
Slideshow.
interesting.
I'm just gonna say it's pretty difficult. I'm gonna be surprised if you guys get it.
Okay. Are we allowed any hints?
I'll give you hints if you ask for it. If you like, people will
What
get it
the
out.
hell?
Okay, so first product off of Amazon Prime. So we have a cat butt tissue
Wait,
holder.
wait, wait. Low key, like you might have to redo it because I can see the price. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, I can see the
Where?
price.
Oh, wait, no, that's the total price. That's like with everything.
It's like all those things. I
That's
mean,
like all
Oh,
three
my
know
things.
it's less
Okay,
than 71,
there's your hint.
but I
Okay,
don't
no
think-
hints for this one. There's your hint. But okay, so you can see cat butt tissue holder.
Oh gosh.
Cheap or expensive, you guys decide, but it's gonna be less than $71, $72. So 5 stars, 1 review.
One review is kind of sus.
Humorous design, resin tissue box cover, crafted to resemble a crouching cat with his rear end raised, tail curved to reveal the tissue access hole.
Oh my god.
Shoot, access
Um,
hole is pretty.
Versatile fit, charming home decor, lifelike details. All right. Cool product. Definitely very necessary. What do you guys think? What do you think is the price? Okay, so I think Jack can go first, and Zach,
Okay.
and the next product Zach will go.
Well,
And then so
uh,
we're gonna do it like this, okay? So Jack will go first, and then whoever wins this round goes first again next time.
okay, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, it's not something I need, but it looks cool. So I'll give it like I'm so nervous that I'm gonna bust. I'm probably gonna bust because like I'm not very good at judging prices of products. I'm gonna give this
Jack,
$28.99.
don't do it.
Wait,
$28.99
what'd you
from
say?
Jack. Zach,
Twenty-
what's your guess, Zach?
$28.99. Should I do like the pricing thing, like where you go like 1 cent? No.
I mean, you could.
I was gonna say 25.39 with shipping, which is Prime, so free shipping, so 25.39.
25. Okay,
Wait, you're
25,
taking
39.
you're taking shipping into account?
Oh, it's free shipping.
no?
Okay, no
It's
shipping, no
free
shipping.
Okay.
Okay, so Jack, you said $28.99.
Yeah.
Zach, you said what? What did you say, Zach? 20,
25.39.
25.39. Okay, who wins? $32.99. Jack wins the
That's
round.
wild.
Okay, $33. You can get your cat butt tissue holder from Amazon. Okay, next product. Jack will go first again. So this is a Kohler, intelligent toilet. It has a bidet. It has a tankless design.
It's a what?
It's a toilet. It's a high intelligence toilet. It has a bidet. It has a controller. It has a tankless design. It's automatic. What do you guys think this costs?
Dude, I don't know, bro.
You guys want a hint?
Yeah, please give me a hint.
It's very expensive.
Oh no, dude. But I'm not gonna lie, it feels like based off of the hit, it feels like it's definitely more than 1,000. But I don't know how off I will be. So I'll go 3,299.
3,299. Okay, how about Zach?
$518.99.
Okay,
518.
very different valuation.
Okay. Final review. $4,518.
It's over the bottom on the bottom right.
Who wants a toilet
I've
for
tried to buy one of these
$4,000?
before.
All right, Jack wins this round again.
it's worth it.
2-0. Zach, you need to clutch up, okay?
Oh, it's 70. Oh no. It's 75. Oh, dude. All
Okay,
right.
we're done with Amazon. Now we're
Sure.
gonna move on to
Is it is it
Temu.
is it two per? Is it two
Yeah,
per
two
like
per, two
website?
per.
I get you. Okay.
Okay, so Jack is winning right now, 2-0. We're on Temu now,
Yeah.
so Temu, you guys know Temu. So what do you
Dude,
guys think about
I might be very off here.
a 32
Um,
gigabyte infrared night vision binocular goggles? Stunning photos and videos in complete darkness.
oh, dude,
Cool, you
it's
guys need this?
dude.
I think you guys
It
need
looks
this.
okay, dude. It's really cool, but I keep like it's Temu, so it's gonna be like cheap. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
So
gonna
like,
say 75% off. That's your big hint.
oh wait, you're counting the
5%
sale
off is good.
price? You're counting the sale
No, we're
price?
counting
Okay.
the price after a discount, okay? It's because they
After
probably
the
mark it
discount.
up and then they give you a discount. So, what do you guys
Okay, I'm
think?
gonna go. I'll go 59.99.
59.99. Okay, how about Zach?
$2. That's what I'm calling it. $2.
$2? Okay, 59.99, $2. Remember, if you
Yeah.
go over, you bust.
Oh no! Wait.
Oh,
Oh well, I'm over.
39.61. Jack busts. So Zach wins this round. Okay. Before the discount, it's $162, which I find hard to believe that they actually priced it that. But yeah, Zach
For
wins this
Timu,
round.
for Timu, that's like crazy.
Well, score, running score, Jack 2, Zach 1. Zach goes first next round. All right, so Afterwave Professional Astronomical Telescope, 75 times magnification. Stargazing, moon watching, and exploring cosmos. What do you guys think? Also, 79% off.
Oh,
Zach
79%
goes
off.
first.
Just analyzing the screen. It says pay $5 today, so that's like an increment. But I guess it's $100. Wait, $99.
$99.
99.50.
Okay, 99.
99.50.
99.50. All right, how about Jack?
A professional astronomical telescope. I'll go $90.50.
$90.50. All right, let's see
It's
who wins.
79% off, so hopefully like oh we both busted.
$54.49.
Wait,
You guys both busted, but Jack was closer. Okay, so Jack does win this round. Um, so yeah,
$4.
$54. That's
Dude, honestly,
Timu.
like these discounts are huge. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, okay. Well,
You'll get
Jack
it, and it'll be like this
leads.
big. It'll be like a tiny little telescope.
Yeah, it could be tiny.
Okay, now we're going to TikTok Shop with Jack.
Oh,
Jack
my
has
goodness.
3, Zach has
Oh, is
1.
this a drug?
So, you have a supplement sold on TikTok Shop called Brain Support, Organic Brain Support Supplement. They have sold 2,484 units. So yeah, pretty popular. What do you guys think? Jack first.
I might be completely off here, I'm not gonna lie. Uh, I'm not very well versed with how price supplements are. Um, I'll go $12.99.
Okay, respectable guess. Okay, how about Zach?
It's be 19.99.
19? $19. So Jack, you guessed $12, right? $12.99?
Yeah, well, yeah, 13, pretty much.
13? Okay, 13 and 19. Who wins?
Oh, I was way off.
45.53.
I was way
Okay, I
off.
kind of tricked you guys because you guys thought it was gonna be very cheap, but I chose something that's very expensive. 1% off.
1% discount.
1%
Yeah,
off.
1%
Wait, who's selling this? I'm
I
curious. Is
needed
it like
that.
is there any like famous influencers that's like part of like selling this or
No,
no?
I just scrolled on TikTok Shop and then searched of most sold units in the past month.
It's sold by Ecom Cart Seller Name Style EU. That's who it is.
Hey, brain support supplements. All right, Zach. Last round, Zach is down 2-3, but Zach, you can win this if you get this one correct. This one's double
Is
point.
this one double points? Okay.
This one's double points, so anybody can win right now. So, Zach, your turn first. But this is a shower head with 15 stage filter, 3+1 spray jet modes, high pressure shower head, and 1.5 meter hose. All right, so they have sold over 1,000 units so far. So, what do you think? What do you think is the price?
Let's say 50.
$50. Okay, good guess.
$50?
How about Jack?
Dude, I don't know. Who's making this? I'm really curious. But it's also the same person who's making this. Like I can tell based on the bottom. But I feel like just because there's only 1,660, I don't know how many were sold on the last one, 1,663. I feel like did Zach guess 50?
Yeah, 50, right,
Well,
Zach? 50.
all right, I'll guess
It's a bold guess. I'm gonna give it to him.
$50.99. It's a bold guess. Oh, are we
Yeah.
off? Okay.
I mean, considering it's TikTok shop, it's pretty bold.
Oh my God. I don't know. Um, 49.99. I'll do the
Okay,
same. I'll do the same.
49.99.
Okay, no, I'll do the same thing you did to Zach last time. Like, I think one
Oh,
of
no,
you
I didn't do that.
did
Zach
like.
did it to me. Zach did
Oh,
that to me.
all right, I'll put it on Zach. I'll do a 49.99.
All right, 49.99 and $50. Let's see who wins.
Oh, what the hell?
What?
$9
What?
to $20.
$9?
So Jack wins this round, and Zach still has yet to host an episode.
Well, he's hosted one already, but like,
Oh, hosted one, but he hasn't been hosted yet. All right, so Zach, good
yeah.
luck.
$9 for a shower head? What? Dude, it's not gonna work. There's no way. Look at
I,
Justin
I
there's no
purposely
way.
chose
Shower
this.
head
Like
into
I
the
was
hose.
gonna be like, I'm gonna choose something ridiculous expensive on TikTok shop, and I'm gonna give you something that's dead cheap. So the second one, because you guys think that it will be jacked up in price, so I chose something that's dead cheap.
Not too long ago, I bought a shower head and it was like $50. So
Do you think this will actually like, genuinely work? I don't think so.
No, I don't.
It's
I
probably gonna be
don't.
like this big.
I mean, it does look small, but it does look pretty thinny. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, like, all right. So, Jack wins this episode with a score of 5-2. So
Sure,
Jack
that's how
will
it
be
is.
hosting our next episode. So, thank you guys for tuning in into our episode on e-commerce, and I hope to see you guys next time.